Good morning, City Life family. It's Chelsea Taylor here, and I have the privilege of sharing my thoughts on day 18 of our 21-day fast. And I just hope and pray that at this point, God has already begun to stir some things in your heart, and that ultimately you're just feeling the nearness and closeness of Him in this season as we draw closer to Him. I just want to share the focal verse for today out of Isaiah 26:3 on the topic of perfect peace. It says, "You will keep in perfect peace all who trust in you, all whose thoughts are fixed on you." And I love that verse so much because I know as a Christian, there aren't many things that I desire and long for more than to walk in the true and authentic peace of God. And I think that oftentimes life just gets overwhelming and foggy, and sometimes we desire that peace, but we don't always know how to obtain that peace. And as I was reading this chapter, I was immediately taken to Paul's writing in Philippians, where it says, "Finally, brothers and sisters, whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable, if anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think about such things." And what I like about that verse is that he goes on to say in the very next verse that when you put these things into practice, the peace of God will be with you. And it doesn't say that peace is dependent upon our circumstances getting any better or our circumstances changing, but instead it just invites us to bring better thoughts into our circumstances. And when we do that, we have complete access to the absolute best peace there is. And one of the things that I highlighted in the devotional from today was the point where it talks about Elijah and the servant being overwhelmed by the enemy. And it says, so Elijah prayed and said, "Oh Lord, please open his eyes that he may see." And so the Lord opened the eyes of the young man and he saw. And the writer emphasizes that nothing changed about their circumstances. The enemy was still out to bombard them, but what did change was their heart posture. They began to think about things above and set their eyes on things above. And as a result, they began to see through the lens of the Father. And so I just want to encourage you guys today. Your circumstances may not change. A lot of times we don't have control of our circumstances, but what we do have control of is where we choose to park our thoughts. And just be encouraged with that. And another thing that really encouraged me was the part in the 2 Kings where it said, "Do not be afraid, for those who are with us are more than those who are with them." And I just stopped there because I'm like, wow, it doesn't matter what you're facing. It doesn't matter what the enemy throws our way. It doesn't matter how big the storm seems on the other side or the army feels on the other side. The enemy has already been defeated. The battle's won. The victory belongs to Jesus. Because as long as you have yourself in Jesus, you have more than enough. And so, yes, that's my prayer for us this morning, is that God would open the eyes of our hearts so that we can see Him rightly, so that we can see Him clearly. And though our circumstances may not change, we can look to Him and we can see that this season that we're walking in might be painful, but that there is great purpose in that season. And it ends off with an encouraging verse out of James 1:2. It says, "Dear brothers and sisters, when troubles of any kind come your way, consider it an opportunity for great joy. For you know that when your faith is tested, your endurance has a chance to grow. So let it grow. For when your endurance is fully developed, you will be perfect and complete, needing nothing." And I just want to say, heavy on the fully developed. Don't rush the process. Don't rush the season that God has you in, but instead, in the season, in the midst of the process, pray that God would open, that the eyes of your heart will be enlightened so that you can see the hope that He has for you and the power that is in Christ Jesus. And the peace that surpasses all understanding, I promise you, it will guard your heart and your mind. I'm a living and breathing testimony of that. And so, yes, be encouraged. Love you guys. Woo! Day 18. We got the 18, 19, 20, 21. 3 more days to go. Love you guys.